Hi there, good evening and welcome to the brand new edition of Business and Leadership Forum with Uche Onochie. Thank you guys for always turning in. We're just changing the name, rebranding so that we can have more focus. People just say the marketplace from the marketplace. We want to now zero in on businesses, entrepreneurs and leaders. It's still the same program, but it's just now targeted. We want people to understand what we do here, and I always say it's the fivefold ministry. We jokingly call it the fivefold ministry, which is like the fivefold arm of Marketplace Apostle. That's business, career, leadership, personal, finance, relationship, and life issues. These are our 5 core areas, and so now we want to start business and leadership series and business and leadership forum, where we can talk about business, we can talk about leadership, we can talk about personal finance, life issues that revolve around the life of business people and leaders. We need to talk about it. So now we will be talking about things that can help you as a person. When you join us live, you will leave here with an experience, something that can change your life. We want you to listen to us, and after that, leave here with something that can help you be a better entrepreneur, business person, better husband, better wife, and this is our desire. Okay, today I'm just going to go right straight to what we are talking about, and that's how to stop making bad decisions. Because as a leader, as a husband, as a wife, we make decisions every day, and so we need to know how to make decisions. We need to be able to make the right decisions. I thank you guys always coming live with me on Facebook, on Instagram, on Zoom, on YouTube. Thank you guys for always showing up. I appreciate you. I appreciate you guys a lot. Okay, let's just go in straight to decisions, bad choices. We make bad choices, we make good choices. Hopefully, I want to believe that as we get older, we figure out the reasons we can now begin to make better choices, because choices and decisions are things we make on a daily basis. Once you get up from bed, you are going to start making decisions and taking decisions that can make you or mar you, and so we need to know what to do, how to avoid it. You see, the thing about making good decisions is arguably the most important habit we need to develop. It's a habit. It's a positive habit we need to develop, because sometimes some things can make it are detrimental to making good decisions, and that's what we want to talk about. Those things that come to make sure we don't make the right decisions. We want to talk about it. Research has shown that the typical person makes about 2,000 decisions every waking hour. 2,000, that's a lot of decisions. And most of these decisions are minor, and we make them instinctively or automatically, like what to wear, what to eat for lunch, what to eat for dinner, who to call, who to hang out with, and things like that. We make a lot of decisions. Research says 2,000 decisions once we wake up. So we must have the positive habit of making the right decision. So this presentation this evening is going to help you how to imbibe those positive habits, or how to push you to the point, or get you to the point of making positive and the right choices and decisions from time to time. Some of these decisions that we make every day, some of them are simple decisions, but there are some decisions that require real thoughts, and they could come with serious consequences if we don't know how to make those decisions. So if there are decisions that we don't want to play with it, we don't want to have negative effects from making those bad decisions. Our choices really, if they affect our health, they can affect our safety, they can affect our relationships, they can affect how we spend our time, and you know what, our own general well-being. So it's important that we understand how to make the right decisions, and so that our lives will be impacted positively. If you don't make the right decision, if you make a wrong decision, you can go broke. You can go from being a wealthy person to becoming a poor person that doesn't even have a home. Poor decisions can make you lose your job. Poor decisions can make you lose your marriage. Poor decisions can make your kids don't want to have anything with you. Poor decisions. So we need to be able to know how to make the right decisions. But certain things come to fight those decisions. But we need to stop. We need to quit those things. We need to recognize them and see how we can overcome them so that we can make the right decisions. I have a couple. Depending on the time that I have, I hope to finish it. So let's see how it goes. Let's just start. One of the first things that you need to know about making the right decisions and you need to be aware of is that you need to quit avoiding reality. Some of us, we don't want to accept reality. Too many people live in, if only I wish I have this, they call it if only and I wish fantasy, and not in reality. We need to be honest with ourselves. To yourself be true. Many choices based on what we wish could happen or should happen, might have happened, are not sound. Is not a good foundation for making decisions. That they call it the I could, I would, I should. When you use those things, if only I am from the right place, I live in the right state, if only I was this, if only I was this, I wish I had rich parents, I wish I live abroad, I wish I am here, I wish I am this. These results, the results will never be what you need them to be, because you are already avoiding reality. You're already avoiding reality of things. You made a bad mistake. Wrong choices. And sometimes we're too lenient with ourselves and we say, we have to blame it on something. We didn't get the job, we say we're not from the right tribe. We didn't get the job, I think someone there doesn't like us. Not that we need to find out the reason why we lost out, the reason why we didn't make it, we didn't do well in business, and all of a sudden we find reasons why that happened. If only I had the right kind of staff, it was my partner that sabotaged. We're looking for reasons to make sure that reasons and excuses why we fail. Let me tell you something. People fail. We all fail. We've all failed. Probably tomorrow we're going to fail at something because of wrong choices. But if we don't face reality and say and be honest with ourselves and say this is why I failed, and try to find out what did I do wrong, the things that you got right. Why did I get this wrong? And the things that you got right, you write it down. At least you note it and said, I did this right, but I didn't do this. I didn't do this well. And that will help you. That will help you be able to face it or go through it again when we come through that circle. You see, life is in circles, in seasons and in circles. And when something happens to you and you fail that circle, you fail that thing, it goes to come round again. You cannot be promoted in life. It's just that it's not like when we're in school and you fail, they will ask you to repeat. Life has a way of asking you to repeat as well. When things keep occurring to you over and over, after a while, maybe 1-2 years, you go through the same circle, different scenario, but you are being tested in a certain way. It means that you have not passed. Let me use an example. Integrity, for instance. I know a friend that he grew up from the rough side of the streets, and he started working, and so he has always had to fend for himself. His parents, they don't really care what happens, but he was very smart, sent himself to school and came out. But you see, that street life of having to fend for myself, trying to be smart, the thing with being smart is not, I don't have anything against being smart, but when your smartness begins to affect other people or to make other people look as if they are not smart, it becomes to be an issue. Nobody wants to be to relate with somebody that is always trying to outsmart you, somebody that is not comfortable to be around because they're always trying to prove something or the other. So he's always looking out for himself to the detriment of his team and to the detriment of his superiors. He lost his first job, a good paying job, because he has never been able to see himself as a team player. He always looks out for himself, and he says because nobody looked after him, so sometimes he just goes into that into that mode of a survival mode. But now you're climbing the corporate ladder, you have a boss, and sometimes he will not go to his immediate boss. He will go over his boss because he wants to get things done. Even if those things are right, he learned the hard way that you cannot advance. The extent to which you advance depends on the extent to which your boss wants you to advance. He learned the hard way. He's always going over his boss's head to go and meet his MD or meet his GM and tell them, oh, I have this idea. And most of the time they send him back to his manager and say, go and work it out with your manager. And that will always cause a friction between him and his manager. He said the manager is too slow, and so he has to, but that cost him a lot. It cost him his job. You know why? Because it's the manager that is going to appraise him at the end of the day. There would have been better ways to handle it, but he couldn't. So he didn't face reality. He felt that the manager was against him, and so that's why he ended his exit from the company. It's just because he didn't manage it well. He was never a team player. He wants something, he wants something done, and he doesn't care about the team. Even when he's in a team and something goes wrong, he's quick to go against his team and so that he can get what he wants. So he has always been about him and not about being in a team. And in the corporate world, you have to work in a team. You are a team lead. You make your team. You're always in a team working on a project. And so he didn't understand that. He wasn't able to face that reality. He lost a job. So you can imagine a job you were paid 1 million every month. You now and you have lost 3 jobs like that, and you came to the reality of realization of what the problem was when you were stuck on a job that was paying you just 150,000 naira. He decided to seek counsel, tell people, and people were not telling him the reason why. You see, he was avoiding reality. He didn't understand that his certain actions are pushing him to behave in a certain way, and people react to you in a certain way. So when something goes wrong, I think you have to look for counsel or mentoring. In our country, black people generally, we don't really feel that we need counseling. We can make it. We have this. Nigerians have this. I can do. I can succeed. I agree with that. I love that. But don't be stupid at it. You need people. You need team. You need people. You need relationships to make it work. You have to be in a relationship to make it work. So you need people. You need to be able to build and have pillars around you that will always support you. But when you always see yourself as a solo ninja that can do everything, most of the time we fall prey to trying to be over smart. And nobody wants to be around someone that feels that they are smart and you are dumb. At the end of the day, they are really going to dump you somewhere. So do not avoid reality. When something goes wrong, admit first of all that I'm prone to making mistakes. Have you seen perfectionists? I have one or two of them, are not too far relatives. They feel that they are perfect in everything they do. And perfectionists, they always run into one mistake or the other, and they blame it. They blame it on spiritual, they blame it from where they come from, they blame it on people. So please, when something happens to you, seek to find out what really happened. Face reality. We all make mistakes. All right, another thing that you need to know about this topic that we're talking about, how to stop making bad choices, is one, you have quit living in the past. You see, the past will bring depression to you, and the future will bring anxiety to you. I tell people, see, take only what you need from the past. I have torn contract paper with my past because my past cannot help me. There is only one thing that happens when you are faced with the past. The past will always bring not the good things. Your subconscious mind, because it loves you, just like family, when they love you, they don't want you to take risks, and they take risks, and because of that, they will always tell you, give you an advice that this can happen. The same thing with the subconscious mind. It will bring up the past things in the past to warn you because it loves you. I know a guy, when he's 7, 8 in the evening, he becomes very, very uncomfortable because he starts having memories because he was attacked and robbed and brutally injured about 7, 8 in the evening. So about that time, his subconscious begins to tell him, remember what happened. That's living in the past. Some of us are not able to live the past. And once you can't live the past, you cannot make the right decisions. Stuff might have happened to hurt you, angered you, frustrated you, but if you keep holding on to those things, you can't move forward. If you want to be successful, move into the future, you must reconcile the negative memories in the past. Let it go. Reassess them and take the wisdom from the mistake, put them aside and move on. Your past will always cripple you. Your past will always promote fear. Stop living in the past and start living in the now. Don't even live in the future. Make your plans, but don't be overly excited or alert by the future. See, the future will be good by the things you do now. If you want to be rich, example, somebody tells me, I know that I'm going to be successful. My prophet told me that I'm going to be rich. Yes, your prophet might have said it, but it's not every prophecy that comes to pass. Because you must align yourself with that prophecy. You must accept it and begin to walk towards it. You see, prophecy without the right attitude is going to fail. You cannot say, look, I am destined to marry so and so person, and you have a bad attitude. That person will marry you, or you get married and you lose that marriage. There is walking. Prophecy tells you what? Begin to prepare yourself for that thing, for that prophecy. Without character, prophecy can't stand. Without character, you will not be able to walk into that prophecy, or that prophecy won't walk into your life, will walk in your life. You have to prepare for those things. Prepare for those things. So when you're looking at the future, you miss now. If you want to be rich, start saving now. Start learning about investment now. It's not when you hit it. I used to have a friend that tells me, don't worry, all these savings I'm not saving now. Let me hit the 500 million naira and tell me if I will be poor. That's the reason why many people are not rich. He's focused on hitting 500 million. Perhaps he will, but he will become broke in the next 2 years. Why? Because he doesn't understand how to sustain wealth. He doesn't understand money management. So he will go back being poor. That's thinking about the future. And how many percent, maybe 0.00.1% of people are the ones that come into that kind of wealth. That you just hit that kind of money, like lottery. Go and ask the people that won lottery. In 2 years, they are back being broke. Because they don't know how to sustain the money, and they will just be spending and say, don't worry, don't worry. By the time the money is getting to 1 million, we'll know what to do. No. If you don't know what to do and money comes, you will lose it. That's the problem of the past and the future. So I told him, start to save now and develop that character. Develop that attitude of saving. See, the future is only bright when you do bright things today. You will be wealthy in the future when you do the things wealthy people do today. I'm telling young people, concentrate on now. Now is all you have. Nobody promised you tomorrow. You hear what I said? Nobody promised you tomorrow. Even God didn't promise you tomorrow. He promised you today that you have. Anything can happen tomorrow. What you have is today. Make the best use of today and your future will be bright. Forget about the past. Your past will only cripple you. Bring things that remind you of your failure, remind you of pain and fear, and they will cripple you. So if you want to make the right decisions, my brothers and my sisters, quit living in the past and quit putting your gaze on the future. You see, what is future? Tomorrow is future. Today was future to yesterday. Today was future to yesterday. So the future is always now. You said future next week. In a few days' time, we're in next week, which might be future to you, and you will soon get to the future, and that future becomes now. So why are you killing yourself about the future when the future is actually now? You get the future right now. So to make the right decisions, think of now. What do I need to do now to get into that thing that you want to be tomorrow? One thing is to know what you want to be, that's all. Not you are going to be fantasizing about the future. Know what you want. I want to be wealthy, I want to be this, fine. I want to live this type of life when I'm 60, 70, fine. Then begin to do the things today that will help you. The past only brings about negative things. That's my problem with the past. If you think I'm lying, check your subconscious mind. Because that is the reservoir of your past. And it will always bring things that try to frighten you. Okay, let me move quickly. I have many points to talk about. The third one is quit making excuses. Excuses will not help you to make the right decision. Excuses totally take you away from what you need to face in order to be better. You see, excuses are detours away from reality. And that's what I said in the first point. Excuses are detours that take you away from reality. It's my stepmother, it's my mother-in-law, it's my this. The lazy man says it's because there's a lion out there in the street, so that's why it happened. Today was a rainy day, and a lazy man will say, it rained today, no office will open. Even the people that I'm going to see, they will not open, they won't come. So why do I need to bother to go out? But you don't know that maybe today is the day you collide with that destiny. Excuses. It's because I didn't read engineering, so I can't get a job in an oil company. But engineering is just one department in that oil company. There's other departments that you don't need to even read sciences to be there. Don't they have finance and accounts? Don't they have admin? We just come up with excuses. They cripple you. And they will not help you to move forward. Okay, another point I want to bring out that helps not to make the right decision is quit putting yourself last. Sometimes making good decisions means you have to put yourself first. Not in an egoistic, selfish way, because some people have that ego, no, I have to take care of myself. No, but you have to think about your future and your destiny. You have to make decisions that promote you. There was a time people told me, I think I need that you will make a good, it's a bit controversial, but let me not say, but you will understand what they said. Look, you can be this type of person. We will support you. We will support you financially. We will do this, and they were forcing me to make a decision because they see me in that light and they're going to support me, and they need someone to be that. But that is not who I am. I know exactly. I see, when you don't have a plan, you will continue to go with the plan of others. When you don't plan for yourself, or you don't have a plan for yourself, someone that has a plan will be your master. And so you have to put yourself first in something. There are a lot of people who want your choices to be theirs instead of yours. For you to be able to put yourself first, sometimes you have to learn how to say no. Guys, if you go to my online store, whichoneofcheer.com/online store, you will see a presentation I put there is how to say no. Sometimes you need to learn how to say no. There's some people just cannot say no. You have to be confident and know that, yes, I need to protect myself. Some people are people pleasers. What will people say? People will say I'm a harsh person. People will say I'm not good. And so because of the perception of what you think people will say, and those people are not even saying it, you will make a decision because, let me just go for this one because people will say I'm arrogant, I'm a snob. There was a time I used to put myself down so that people around me will be comfortable. And after a while I said, no, if you can't accept me for the way I am, then I'm sorry. I cannot bring down, you have to, when you are in some certain area and you people will say you want to show off your cerebral skills. I mean, if you have it, you have it. I'm not going to begin to talk like a fool so that we can belong. I'm not going to dress down or dress the way you want, and people will say, what do you need all that? I'm not going to let myself to be who I am not because I want to belong. No. Those that be, you see, when you talk about your dreams, at times when I was talking about this marketplace apostle dreams, people were telling me, don't say that. This dream is too bogus. You might make people begin to feel intimidated. I said, if you're intimidated by this dream, then you can't be in my circle. And that's why if you talk down on my dreams, or if you talk negatively about my dreams, I'll never repeat it before you again, because I can't be around somewhere you don't value what I bring to the table. I can't belong in any association or with any friendship that I'm not valuable. Because what am I doing there? I'm there for values, and every day values are exchanged for values in the marketplace. I want to be where I can contribute, and I can, because if I'm not seen as valuable, then I'm not able to bring out my best, and that I'll become bored and I'm not able to give in my best. I want to be in a place where I'm allowed to be myself so that my best can come out. I leave my house every day saying today will be better than yesterday. I leave my house before I speak. I say, God, because I have a covenant with God that the latter glory will be better than the former. So before I do anything in speaking, I have to remind him and ask him for grace so that this will be better. I have to put myself first. You have to put yourself first in some certain areas. Not being selfish, but when it comes to your destiny, you have to put yourself. There are some things you have to put yourself first and say, no, I need to make the right decisions. Even if people think I am this, but you know what is right for you. Okay, another point I need to bring out is that you have to quit settling for less. Don't settle for less. You see, I have always, people that are close to me know that even since my secondary school days, I always say, I don't believe in half measures. I don't believe in half. It's either I have it or I don't have it. It's either I'm there or I'm not there. So sometimes if you call me into a setting, and sometimes you can be invited somewhere and they're doing as if, okay, maybe you're not part of them. I easily go because I can't be where I am not myself. I can't be less. And you see people saying, for example, I will take this job because I don't know if I will get a better offer. So now you're bringing yourself less so that you will get it. There was a time in my life with a master's degree, the first master's degree, and I was looking for a job of 10,000 naira, and even at that job of 10,000 naira, they didn't give it to me because I said, look, let me just settle for this. Some people have married the wrong person because I'm getting old, and let me just settle for this. And when you settle for less, you settle for pain. When you settle for less, sometimes you settle for shame. Settling when you settle for something, is actually unsettling the rest of your life and your destiny. Step up and figure out what you want. And some things should be non-negotiable because they are important to you. Stop thinking that you can't have what you want. But that mindset will make you make the wrong decisions. Let me just manage. You hear people say manage. I can't remember the last time I used that word. Must have been many, many years ago. I hate that word, let's manage. Let's manage. Cut your coat according to your material, they say. Let's manage, let's do this. You need to continually raise the standard, raise the bar for yourself. So you can't settle for less. Like I said, today must be better than yesterday. So if you have that mindset that for me, everything I did today must be better than yesterday. So I always have where I write down things. Why didn't I, if I go and speak somewhere and I feel that I didn't make the impact that I want, I'll come back and I will analyze, okay, maybe the intro was much, maybe I should have just got straight to the point, or maybe I need to tweak the intro so that I can get the right kind of attention from people. You have to be able to always make sure, raise your standard and know why you didn't do well so that you can get better. I'm always raising the bar. And I'm joining faith with my maker and say, Lord, we have a covenant together, and that I must be better every time I go to do this. I must be better, because the latter shall be better than the former. Quit settling for less. Okay, another point is you need to quit that can aid making bad choices. Quit refusing to listen to good advice. Most bad choices occur because we listen to bad advice and choose to ignore good advice. Some don't even like to take advice. But let me tell you, even the Bible says in the multitude of counselors, there is safety. Listen to yourself. Even if you don't get advice, sometimes, you see, most of the time, let me tell you one thing with counseling and advice. Counselors only confirm what is already in your spirit. That's how you know that somebody is sent to you or somebody is a good counselor. They are telling you things that you already know because that inner voice has already told you. So it's like a confirmation. It's just like listening to me now. I say something, you say yes, yes. Your spirit is accepting that because it's already in your spirit. You already have it in your spirit. You know, some people say inner voice. Something told me. I have that intuition. I have this. You know, it for me. Call it what it is. Be real. It's the Holy Spirit. To those of us that are Christians, it's the Holy Spirit that is talking to you. The Holy Spirit is talking to you every day. You just don't know how to listen. You see, because the thing now, the problem we have as believers is that many things, television, the life, our friends, family, people are talking. Now there's social media and everybody. I was watching a lady that has never married before. She hasn't married before. She comes up every day giving advice to people that are married. How does that work? You are talking about intimate things, about people that are not married, about people that are married. Intimacy as boyfriend and girlfriend is different from intimacy as husband and wife. So I keep wondering when she comes up, yes, she makes some sense here and there, but there are some things she will say, most married people will smile because it's not like that. You have not been able to be in those shoes. It's not as if I'm talking bad about now not being married. There are some things that cannot happen. Some things you cannot know. There are some experiences you cannot have if you're not there. Just in our local parlance, we say, who no go, no no. If you don't go certain places, you won't be able to know. Listen to your inner voices. One, I say in terms of good advice, look for counselors, look for mentors. People that can mentor you. Secondly, there's an internal mentor. The Holy Spirit is always talking to you. Learn how to be quiet in your spirit. Meditation, I've talked about this many times on this program. Meditation is one of the most important things that I do. I wake up very early, 3:34 every morning. And if I get up there, 30 minutes of what I do is to just meditate. I'm not praying. I haven't started praying or anything. I just sit down and just let my mind bring out. My mind brings out the important things of the day. I begin to scribble. Some things I will not even have known. Some instructions I give to my staff and my people in the office is when I'm doing meditation, the Holy Spirit shows up those things that need to be done on that day. Just meditating. First of all, when you sit down to meditate, all manner of rubbish, especially the things that you have watched the previous day, will come. Just let it go. Those are not your thoughts. Then after like 10 minutes, real thoughts begin to come. And you begin to receive. You have to learn to be quiet in your spirit so that the Holy Spirit can drop those things. That's the inner voice that is giving you advice. Learn to speak to that, to receive from that inner voice, and your life, it will remind you. The Holy Spirit will remind you of things. After all, the Bible tells us that He will bring to remembrance the things that we need to know. So use Him. You know, if you set your alarm, you say, I want to be waking up every day by 5. After the first 2 days, you might not need to wake up that alarm anymore. Who wakes you up? Have you wondered who wakes you up? If you wake up every day by 5, after a while you have become used to waking up at that time. Who do you think wakes you up? I don't want to go too spiritual, but that's a talk for another day. But listen, there's good advice from the Holy Spirit, which is internal. Then external, learn to listen to advice, listen to people. You are not a perfectionist. People that are perfectionists think they know it all. Learn to take advice from anybody. Your kids can give you advice. Your driver, your housemaid can give you advice. Your spouse. God gave us wives for a reason. Listen to them. God gave us husbands for a reason. Listen to them. God gave us parents for a reason. Listen to them. They can give you good advice. Have good friends. From experience, look up how you can go to my store, untitled.com. You will see things I've done on mentoring. Use how to get a mentor. You can see that. You can also go on my YouTube channel, on YouTube, YouTube channel, and you can see some of these things I've done on mentoring. It can help you get advice, internal and external. Another thing that can help you make good decisions, or things that you need to stop because they lead to bad decisions, is what? Quit being so impulsive. Impulsive people make a lot of mistakes. Stop and think for a minute, a day, before you rush into decisions. Not because money is involved. Say, okay. Anytime you tell me something that I know is not simple, if I ask for 3 days or 7 days, I will ask for 3 days. If the 3 days is not enough, I am going to ask for 7 days. I'm not an impulsive person, even though all of us can be impulsive. But when that rush, like I think it was last week, I heard something was so beautiful. I wanted to try it, but I'm used to not doing such things. I said, look, let me tell you. I just said, let me call my wife. I said, if my wife is excited about this, then I'm going to do it. It was an interesting offer. I called her and she was not interested at all. That in itself made me to cool down. And by the time I looked at it, it would have been a big mistake. It would have gone against my core values as a person. I would have compromised on my core values. And if I compromise on my core values, I end up making bad decisions. Bad choices are made quickly without much time. Don't make those decisions quickly. You have to put serious thought. Ask some people. When we are ego-driven more than brain-driven, we don't make good choices. You must be brain-driven rather than ego-driven. If not, you will make wrong choices. Let me tell you, very few, in fact, rare important decisions have been made right within minutes. You need time to process it. Most choices affect us for a long time, so we need to be careful. Stop being impulsive. Stop being impulsive. It has not helped anybody at all. Stop being impulsive. Think through. Tell somebody, okay, let me think about it. Don't let people pressure you into doing things, because you'll now be regretting at the end of the day. Okay, another point of things you need to quit so that you stop making wrong choices, that quit being so emotional. Stop being too emotional. Emotions and impulsiveness, they usually go hand in hand. Emotions are great sometimes, but not when making a choice that could change the course of your life. People do not make good choices when they are sad, when they are angry, when they are grieving, when they are feeling low, when they are scared. See, when your emotions are high, try as much as possible, don't make any decisions. Don't say anything when you're upset with your wife or your husband. When you're angry, don't make decisions on the spot based on anger. Most of the time we live to regret it. You see, I tell people, I've spoken to a lot of divorced people. And one of them told me that, you see, divorce is like solitary confinement. All you think every day is what you could have done right. And you say, just I'm sorry led to my divorce. That's where it started, and it now escalated and got out of hand. If I said sorry, even though I was right, and walk away, I would have still been in the marriage. Now I'm out of marriage. I am being frustrated. So making decisions based out of emotions is not the right thing. You need to get through the emotions, approach your decisions with your intellect and common sense rather than based on emotions. Emotions don't help you at all. Allow that time to pass. If you're angry, allow it to pass. If you're grieving, allow it to pass before you can make decisions. Don't make decisions on the spot the way you're feeling. When you're low, don't make decisions, because at the end of the day, you will make the wrong choices. Another point you need to know why people make bad choices is quit avoiding the red flags. Don't avoid the red flags. Red flags are the right handwriting on the wall. Most of us see it, but we still go through it. And especially women, they will just say, I didn't know he can be violent. But most of the time, by the time you question them, you would have seen those traces of anger. But some women will say, I will change him, marriage will change him. It's just that maybe he doesn't have a good job. Maybe that's what is causing it. He can be violent, and maybe he give you 1 or 2 slaps, and you say because it's he doesn't have a job. Let me tell you, by the time he has a good job, he becomes arrogant, and not just 1 slap, now he give you several. Because the handwriting on the wall is there. There are usually cues that are around warning you on things, that things might not be right. Pay attention to them. If it doesn't feel right, let me tell you, it's probably true. It's probably right that something is not right about it. Don't ignore your gut feelings. We call it gut feelings, but I call it the Holy Spirit directing us. The signs. And when you're uneasy about something, please take time. Take time, take time to look at it. I remember during my marriage counseling, they taught us about the triangle. And they said in the triangle, if any part of that triangle is having an issue, you should stop and assess it. The triangle, triangle has 3 sides. So if 3 sides are having, any of those 3 sides are having issues, you should stop. One side is your church, the requirements. The second one is your family. Your family, if there's any issue they've shown up, you need to stop and see and look at it, and not say my family doesn't want me to get married. Then the third one is your spouse, your partner. If there's anything they are showing up, that thing needs to be discussed, because some of them can be deal breakers, but because we say we are in love, we move ahead, and that thing becomes a challenge in future. Red flags are actually danger. They signify danger. Trust yourself more and you make better choices. Try not to avoid red flags. Okay, another point I want to bring out is quit being negative. Some people are just pessimistic, they are negative, expecting things to go right. See, when you expect things to go right or things to go wrong, you know what happened? Your wishes are met. Whether if you expect something to go right, they will go right. If you expect them to go wrong, it will go wrong. So be positive all the time. Stop making choices based on how bad you think things will be. Let me just take this job. In this country now, there are no jobs. Let me just take this, Nourish yourself with positive things. Surround yourself with people that are always saying negative things. Listen to tapes and motivational tapes about people that are pumping you with those vitamins, those encouragement that can help you help you become more positive. If you could have what you want and be what you want and live the life you want, what will that thing be? Just keep thinking about what you want to become, the kind of life you want to live, and make your decisions based on the kind of life you want to live. You will stop being negative and start being positive. Don't think bad. Don't think about, in Nigeria today, I don't understand, and so let me just do this. You've deviated from the course of your life and you're making a bad decision. And guess what? When it becomes bad, you say, I said it, that's the way the country is. But if you're positive, in this same country, people are making it every day. So be positive so that you can join the positive side. Okay, another point I want to bring out is quit avoiding change. Change is inevitable. It's one of the things that keep happening every day. You can't avoid it. You can't run from change. Good choices almost always require some changes in our attitude, in our perception, in our habits. Change. When someone tells you, look, the way you're going, you will be poor. Why don't you save more? And you say, no, how can I save more in this economy? How much am I making that I'm saving? You see, you are not ready to be rich, because the first step of becoming rich is to be able to save. If you can't save, you can't be rich. And if you don't know what to do with the money that you have saved, you can't be rich. So you must change your attitude. If you want things to stay the same, then all your choices will be based on maintaining that status quo. And you will never go ahead if you resist change. But the day you're willing to resist change and say, no, I don't want to be poor anymore. I want things better in my life. Then that day, once you accept and you are willing to make those changes, those lifestyle changes, you see things will begin to turn around. Really, everything has to do with your own worldview. They have to do with your own tenacity. They have to do with your own choice of saying, no, I don't want this kind of life. This is the kind of life I want. Once you can make that change and say, look, I accept this change. I don't want to avoid change. Let me tell you, you start making the right decisions towards becoming successful. And so make that change. Some of us know what that change is, but we don't want to do it. Make that change. Quit making excuses, and you see transformation in your life. Okay, another point I want to bring out is quit doing things that go against your values, your core values. If your value of being healthy, if you want to be healthy, then quit junk food and quit not doing exercise. See, you can't say you want to be healthy and you're eating junk food all the time. You can't say you want to be successful and you sleep 12 hours, 14 hours every day. There's some things that don't go with laziness and success, don't go together. You cannot, there's some things people say, no, by God, it's not my portion to die early. It's not my portion to have sickness in my body. You don't exercise, you eat everything, and you eat everything, fast food that comes your way. You're not making the right choices. This is what you want. This is what you want, but this is what you're doing. How does it work for you? Make your choices with the values and beliefs at your forefront. Your choices will then reflect who you truly are. Quit doing things that against what your values, your core values. Don't say, I'm a believer, I'm a Christian, but we see you doing this type of thing. We see you living this type of life, and how do you now, you say you believe in God, but everything you are saying shows you don't move by faith. Without faith, it's impossible to please God. So you can't call God on this side and you're not acting by faith. How does that work? Okay, another point I want to bring out is quit avoiding taking decisions. See, if you don't make a decision, you've already made a decision. Some people will dilly-dally, some people would sit on the fence. If you don't make any decision, you've already made a decision. And what it means, that decision is what? You are stuck in that place, and you forever, you can never move forward. So the best choice are often not the easiest ones, I know. But courage is required to take decision and say, today I want to change my lifestyle. Today I want to drop this habit and begin to imbibe positive habits that will take me there. Look, when you go to Google, if you Google the lifestyle of successful people, you will see it. But are you willing to make that change? Don't avoid making the right decision. The habits, the traits of wealthy people, they're all there. You see it on YouTube. A lot of these successful people, wealthy people, they are on YouTube, they are talking. They're giving you their life history. They're telling you the things that they did. But are you willing to go that extra mile? Are you willing to sacrifice all the things you need to be successful in life? All those things are out there on YouTube and on Google. But will you accept? Will you make that change? Quit avoiding to make a decision. Make a decision today. Make a decision, stick to that decision, and you will see change. Because people that don't make a decision have just made a decision to be stuck in one place. Okay, you need to quit letting others define you. Your dreams, your goals, and your reality in life, they are your choices. You are the only one walking in your shoes. So choose your own path and set your own pace. Set your own pace. Set your own way. Quit letting people define you. You are this, you are that. How many times people have called me to do this? People have called me to do that. But that is not me. I know exactly what I want. If I dance to their tune, you will become that. I do a lot of programs and I get a lot of sponsors. And sometimes these sponsors want to change the face of your program because they are sponsoring or giving you money for that program. If you let them, the dream, the goal will change. And once the goal is changed, you will not be able to achieve what you want because it's no longer what you want. And so you have to stick to your own goals. Stick to those things that you want. Quit letting yourself be defined by other people. What people will say can never help you. It's what you say about yourself that works. Okay, lastly now I want to talk about quit thinking you know it all. You need help. You need mentors. You need counselors. You need coaches. I had to go to a coach to teach me how to earn. How to go to a coach to teach me how to approach certain things in life. We all need stop. Some people can't even read for 1 hour. Readers are learners, and readers are leaders. You cannot be a leader if you don't read and if you don't learn every day. I wake up going to Google every day, and the first place I go to is Investopedia because I want to learn something about investment each day. I want to learn. You have to open. When somebody is talking, I'm listening. I've learned to listen because I might just hear one thing that can change my life. Some people, it's not two things that will change your life. It's just one thing that somebody carelessly said can start that revolution that will change your life. So always learn, always try to learn. And you know what? It will help you to become a better person. I want to stop. I want people to stop making bad decisions. Bad decisions can ruin your life, please. But good decisions will lift you up, will elevate you. So that's why I brought out, I think there are 15 points I just gave you, how you can stop making bad decisions. Go over it. I believe this presentation will be on Untitled channel on YouTube. Go back and listen to it. Download it and keep it on your phone. and keep listening to it, listening to it, listening to it, listening to it. And you will, if you want the slides, you can. This will also be out there on my. We can be on my seller. I will put it out for you to have, and so that you can have a copy of this and use it. Guys, we need to make a change. We need to stop making the wrong decisions. Thank you guys for coming today. I appreciate all of you on Zoom, Instagram, YouTube. Thank you for coming. I want to specially invite you on Wednesday. Wednesday is my counseling corner. It's called CC with Uchonoche. It's my counseling corner, where I counsel on these 5 areas: on business, leadership, career, personal finance, and relationship and life issues. Ask me questions, any question. It can be on this presentation, it can be on any of these 5 areas. I come out for 1 hour between 5 and 6 p.m. on Wednesday to answer your questions. So I look forward to having having your questions. So we're in a brand new month, and this is June. We are in half year already, and so I would like to answer some of those questions that can help you complete your year successfully. Okay, I'm excited to give you this information from the 22nd to the 27th of September 2022. Make in Nigeria, the 12th edition of Make in Nigeria is going to air. And this we're going to have a live and physical conference and exhibition. We've had virtual because of COVID for the past 2 years, but now we're coming to do a live program. We're coming to do a physical program like we used to do, and so please make it a date. I'm sure you begin to see things on Making Nigeria on all my handles, just like me on Uchonoche Marketplace Apostle, on Making Nigeria, so that you can get all the information and know when we come live. Thank you guys for always coming. Have a good night, rest, and see you on Wednesday, 5 p.m. West African time.